Shalom and welcome to Who is Yahuah. Thank you for joining me as we gather today's portion from the scriptures. Today's reading is Barashyth, Genesis chapters 8 through 11. Barashyth, Genesis chapter 8. Elohim remembered Nach and every living creature with him in the ark. He made a wind pass over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the windows of the Shamim were closed, and the rain from the Shamim was restrained. The waters receded steadily from the earth. At the end of 150 days, the waters had decreased. On the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued decreasing until the 10th month. On the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains became visible. After 40 days, Nach opened the window he had made in the ark. He sent out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the waters had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the waters had receded from the surface of the ground. But the dove found no place to rest and returned to him. He reached out his hand, took her, and brought her back into the ark. Nach waited another 7 days, and again he sent the dove out from the ark. The dove came to him in the evening, and in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Nach knew the waters had receded from the earth. He waited another 7 days and sent out the dove again, but she did not return to him. In the 601st year, on the first day of the first month, the waters had dried up from the earth. Nach removed the covering of the ark and saw that the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the second month, the earth was completely dry. Elohim spoke to Nach, saying, "Go out of the ark, you and your wife, your sons and your sons' wives with you. Bring out every living thing that is with you, birds, livestock, and all creeping creatures that move on the earth, so they may multiply, be fruitful, and fill the earth." So Nach went out with his sons, his wives, and his sons' wives, every animal, every creeping thing, and every bird, everything that moves on the earth, went out by families from the ark. Nach built a slaughter place to Yahuah, and took some of every clean animal and bird, and offered burnt offerings on the slaughter place. Yahuah smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, "I will never again curse the ground because of mankind, even though the inclination of man's heart is evil from his youth, nor will I again destroy every living creature as I have done. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." Barashyth, Genesis chapter 9. Elohim blessed Nach and his sons and said to them, "Be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will be on every beast of the earth, every bird of the Shamim, everything that moves on the ground, and all the fish of the sea. They are given into your hands. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. I give you all things, just as I gave you the green plants. But you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood. Surely, for your lifeblood, I will require a reckoning. From every beast, I will require it, and from each human being, I will require it, of each man's brother, for the life of man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For Elohim made man in his own image. As for you, be fruitful and multiply. Increase abundantly on the earth and multiply on it. And Elohim spoke to Nach and said to his sons with him, saying, "Behold, I establish my covenant with you and your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the livestock, and every beast of the earth with you, all that went out of the ark, every creature of the earth. I establish my covenant with you. Never again will all flesh be cut off by the waters of a flood, and never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth." Elohim said, "This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature with you for all generations to come. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Whenever I bring clouds over the earth and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all flesh. The rainbow shall be in the clouds, and I will look at it to remember the everlasting covenant between Elohim and every living creature of all flesh on the earth." Elohim said to Nach, "This is the sign of the covenant I established between me and all flesh that is on the earth." The sons of Nach who came out of the ark were Sham, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Nach, and from them the whole earth was populated. Nach, a man of the soil, began to plant a vineyard. He drank some of the wine, became drunk, and lay uncovered in his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father's nakedness and told his two brothers outside. Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it across their shoulders, and walked backward to cover their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned away so they would not see their father's nakedness. When Nach awoke from his wine and found out what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, he will be a servant of servants to his brothers." He also said, "Blessed be Yahuah, the Elohim of Shem. May Canaan be his servant. May Elohim enlarge Japheth, and may he dwell in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be his servant." Nach lived 350 years after the flood. All the days of Nach were 950 years, and then he died. Barashyth, Genesis, chapter 10. Now this is the history of the generations of the floods of Nach, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Sons were born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madi, Yaun, Tubal, Meshach, and Thiras. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Thalgramah. The sons of Yaun, Elisha, Tarshish, Kathim, and Dudanim. From these, the islands of the nations were divided into their lands, each by his own language, by their families and their nations. The sons of Ham, Cush, Matrim, Phut, and Canaan. The sons of Cush, Sabah, Kuilah, Sabtha, Ra'umah, and Sabthaka. And the sons of Ra'umah, Shabah, and Dedan. Cush was the father of Namrud, who began to be a mighty one on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before Yahuah. Therefore, it is said, like Namrud, a mighty hunter before Yahuah. The beginning of his reign was Babal, Arak, Akkad, and Kalnah, in the land of Shinar. From that land, he went to Ashur and built Nineveh and the city Rachabath and Kalach, and Rasan between Nineveh and Kalach, the great city. Matrim was the father of Ludim, Anamim, Lahabim, and Naphthakim, and Fathrashim, Chalash Chaim, from whom came the Philistine, and Kaphtharim. Canaan was the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and Chath, and the Yabusi, and the Amori, and the Gargashi, and the Hui, and the Arki, and the Sini, the Arudi, the Samari, and the Hamathi. Later, the clans of the Kanai spread out. The border of the Kanai extended from Sidon toward Gerah as far as Azah, and continued toward Saddam, Amarah, Admah, and Sabim as far as Laash. These were the sons of Ham, according to their clans, languages, lands, and nations. Sons were also born to Shem, the father of the children of Abar, and the brother of Japheth, the elder. The sons of Shem, Elam, Ashur, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The sons of Aram, Aut, Hul, Gathar, and Mash. Arphaxad was the father of Shalach, and Shalach was the father of Abar. To Abar were born two sons. One was named Phalag, for in his days the earth was divided. His brother's name was Yoktan. Yoktan was the father of Almudad, Shalaf, Chatzramuth, Lerach, Haduram, Auzal, Dakla, Aubal, Abimaal, Shabah, Ufar, Huilah, and Ubab. All these were the sons of Yoktan. Their territory extended from Mashah toward Sapharah, a mountain of the east. These were the sons of Shem, according to their clans, languages, lands, and nations. These are the clans of the sons of Nach, according to their generations and nations. From these, the nation spread over the earth after the flood. Barashyth, Genesis, chapter 11. Now the whole earth had one language and a common speech. As they traveled east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the Shamim, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered over the face of the whole earth." But Yahuah came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men had built. Yahuah said, "Look, they are one people with one language, and this is just the beginning of what they will do. Now nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech." So Yahuah scattered them from there over the face of all the earth, and they stopped building the city. Therefore, its name was called Babal, because there Yahuah confused the language of all the earth. From there, Yahuah scattered them across the face of the earth. This is the history of the generations of Sham. Sham was 100 years old when he began to father Arphaxad, 2 years after the flood. After he became the father of Arphaxad, Sham lived 500 more years, and he had other sons and daughters. Arphaxad lived 35 years and became the father of Shalach. And after he became the father of Shalach, Arphaxad lived 403 more years, and he had other sons and daughters. Shalach lived 30 years and became the father of Abar. After he became the father of Abar, Shalach lived 403 more years, and he had other sons and daughters. Abar lived 34 years and became the father of Phalag. After he became the father of Phalag, Abar lived 430 more years, and he had other sons and daughters. Phalag lived 30 years and became the father of Ra'iu. After he became the father of Ra'iu, Phalag lived 209 more years, and he had other sons and daughters. Ra'iu lived 32 years and became the father of Sarug. After he became the father of Sarug, Ra'iu lived 207 more years, and he had other sons and daughters. Sarug lived 30 years and became the father of Nahor. After he became the father of Nahor, Sarug lived 200 more years, and he had other sons and daughters. Nahor lived 29 years and became the father of Therach. After he became the father of Therach, Nahor lived 119 more years, and he had other sons and daughters. Therach lived 70 years and became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Now this is the history of the generations of Therach. Therach became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran became the father of Lut. Haran died before his father Therach in the land of his birth, in Ur of Kasdim. Abram and Nahor both married. The name of Abram's wife was Sheri. The name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and of Yiscah. Sheri was barren. She had no child. Therach took Abram his son, and Lut, and the son of Haran, his grandson, and Sheri, his daughter-in-law, the wife of Abram, his son. And they set out from Ur of the Kasdim to go to the land of Canaan. They came to Haran and settled there. The days of Therach were 205 years, and Therach died in Haran. Thank you for joining me to gather today's portion. May we continue seeking Yahuah through his word and growing in the knowledge of him, one day at a time, until Yahusha gathers us. Shalom.